Gina taught the wind ensemble at Farmingdale High School, which met ninth period every day, and oftentimes she would start the period off with "Welcome to the best period of the day." So her students knew that it was time to focus and time to share in something that Gina was very passionate about. She was passionate about everything that she did, and that rubbed off on her colleagues, that rubbed off on her students, and anyone who met or knew her.
We were big supporters for our football team in Farmingdale, which has won championships, county championships, state championships, and she loved that her band was a part of that. And the coaches recognized it too, which was awesome for them to recognize her during speeches. She loved bringing the energy to that, and her students, again, just fed off of it. She would lead every cheer. She had her trumpet in one hand, she's waving with the other hand. It was so much fun.
Gina was all about tradition and history, and she would leave trophies up in the band room that were from decades ago, and she would never get rid of pictures of former students or former performances or events, because to her, everything that was happening now was built on that history and that tradition. So Gina was very passionate about those things and how they all rolled together to make the program what it is today. And we're going to take that lesson from Gina, and she's part of that history and tradition of excellence at Farmingdale High School and Farmingdale Music Department, and we're going to continue on with that legacy.
Gina was a light everywhere she went. She was the most passionate music educator I know, and I know a lot. She brought it every day to her students, and that's one of the reasons why she was so loved.
I feel one of my most memorable projects here at LISA is the Faculty Alumni Scholarship Gala, and being a part of that, to me, kind of surmises what it means to be a LISA student and now a LISA faculty as an alum myself. I am most passionate about allowing the students to be themselves and to discover what that is and who they are, and really, truly most passionate about supporting and continuing to create arts advocates and give the students the tools that after they leave here, they feel like they're prepared to step into that next phase of their life. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
Being involved in Homeland Security and being involved in the safety and security of all of our schools, our students, our communities is a passion. It's not something that turns on at 8 o'clock and turns off at 5 o'clock. It's day in, day out. We're always striving to do better and to work harder to make sure that we prevent tragedy. In our office have a mantra that we follow. Prepared is protected, and we cannot miss. So we live every day fulfilling that mission. I wouldn't call it a job, it's more of a vocation for us. We spend time looking at best practices, past incidents, and learning from them what we can do better to prevent tragedies from occurring. I'm honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
Coming out to the community was particularly important to me, because I think that many of the problems that we see with our mental health system has to do with the fact that we're all in silos, separated, and my sort of mission has been to break those silos down and really bring people together, bring the hospital to the community, and really work together, because I do strongly believe that that is how we're gonna make some meaningful change. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
This is the work that my grandfather pushed forward in his life, the Epitomist Pete, and I'm honored that I get to follow in his footsteps and help as many people as he did.
It's an undescribable feeling of fulfillment, of being able to help, and knowing that we could provide this service for people that need it. Okay, and we don't have to go through other agencies or anything, is that we can provide it, that we could see how it will impact a family that doesn't have food for Thanksgiving.
For the Love of Pete's Pantry is honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
My biggest impact is more directly as a teacher and working with the students and their families. Because as an itinerant teacher, it's very different than a classroom teacher, and we work one-on-one with the kids, we work closely with their families, we help them with their medical needs set up. We could possibly be with a student for 2 to 4 years, so you develop a very close relationship with their families and with the students themselves. I love my job, I love my students, and watching them grow and flourish gives me the greatest sense of accomplishment. I am beyond honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
I believe deeply, deeply that this work is transformational. And what I love is we work so much through partnerships. To see students who were frightened, who really didn't know their place, and within weeks, they suddenly are leaders. And it's the idea that somebody really is going to hear them. I also think that more and more we're building curriculum around the students' stories themselves. Herstory is honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
From an educational standpoint, the Museum of American Armor has connected with students from across the region. It has about 50 operational World War II vehicles, but it's really not about the vehicles. It's about the American GIs who crewed those vehicles some 80 years ago and liberated a continent and saved democracy. The Museum of American Armor is not just about these vehicles. It's about the heroes in your own family, those who have left us but left medals and ribbons, and you look at them and you go, what's this about? This museum allows you to actually connect with our American heritage and your family's history. The Museum of American Armor is proud and honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
The most memorable thing of all my years here at LISA is always seeing the smiles on students' faces, especially after they've accomplished something that they've been challenged with all year. Seeing that satisfaction and that smile on their faces is worth $1 million. I think I'm most passionate about working with the students and helping them day by day get through the little things, because the little things eventually become big things, and if we can get them while they're little, they don't get so big. I would like people to know how much working at LISA and working for the Nassau BOCES agency has meant to me over the years, and that I did it with all my heart. I'm very proud and honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
One thing that I want them to take away from the work that I do in my role as a director for the Hempstead Union Free School District is the importance of recognizing the skill sets of students, regardless of the language that they speak. Understanding that there are multiple ways to capture students' skill sets and their knowledge. It's very rewarding because I'm able to assist people that really desperately need it. They're coming to the United States with a goal, and my role in my position as a director is to provide them with the resources and the guidance so that they can be successful in life outside of our school, but in their career as well. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
The greatest impact I have had is teaching students the importance of empathy and social awareness. And I'm able to do this by working on projects not only locally but globally as well. And seeing them with a hands-on experience has been amazing to me. I've always had a drive towards community service, and it's so important for me to share that drive with the students at Matlin Middle School. And I'm able to do this through my work not only as a school counselor, but as the community service advisor, as the student council advisor, and then obviously with the students on my caseload. The thing that makes me most passionate is when you see the joy in a student's face when they realize that they've helped others. There's nothing like it. I am so honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
breaking my hip and going back to school, the Twilight program has helped me start focusing on school more and getting all my grades back on top. And I've made school my top priority again, and I enjoy learning. I think I'm most grateful for Miss Cupo. I would love for her to know that she's made a big impact in my life. I want them to know that it helped me realize who I want to become. I wouldn't have been graduating early or probably at all if I didn't go to Twilight. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
Some of my most memorable accomplishments are seeing the graduation of my students at Twilight. My students are overage and undercredited, and at times it seems like they don't believe in themselves. So when I see them walk across that stage and I see them take that diploma that they've earned because they've persevered or survived their challenges, that is one of the most rewarding things. I believe wholeheartedly in the greatness of children, no matter what age, what ability or disability someone labels them. And so in that, if I can be a conduit for that greatness, then I know I've done a great job. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.
As a member of Key Club at Elmore Memorial High School, I've been a part of many initiatives. One of the most memorable ones would have to be tutoring younger students. It brings me immense joy being able to help them grasp onto difficult concepts and to witness their light bulb moment. I would like them to take away that I am a proud and dedicated student of Elmore Memorial High School, and that my ambition is to further develop and showcase my talents at a prestigious university in the future, since I am a senior, and also that I truly love the Elmont community and what it has to offer. I am honored to be a Nassau BOCES education partner.